Hello everyone, this is RKD from JoyT5, and today we're going to do a demo video of this Rippa R15 mini excavator. As usual, in our demo videos, we will show you the exterior of the excavator and do a walk around. Open up the engine compartment, show you inside, show you the interior, and then in the end, we'll show you how this machine moves. Let's start with the exterior walk around, and we'll start at the R15 comes standard, so it's a 15-inch digging bucket here. If for any reason you need a different size of bucket, just ask us. We offer a full selection of attachments for these machines. And the buckets we offer range from 8 inches up to 32 inches. Over here, we have a hydraulic quick hitch. That's an upgrade that we build machines with. With the help of the hydraulic quick hitch, you can switch attachments by just pressing the button inside the cab. You don't even need to get out of the excavator door. And as an added bonus, it has a handy hook, which is very helpful if you want to lift something with the excavator. Besides the hydraulic hitch, this machine can also be equipped with a mechanical hitch, and that one you just need to get out of the cab, press the button, and you have lots of so just take a look at the videos of 1.2 ton excavators or 1 ton excavators, and we show you there how it works. And of course, you can operate this machine without quick hitch at all, right? You would just need to take out the pins, these 2 pins over here, in order to put on and take off the buckets. Quick hitches is a bit of a trade-off because it adds you a little convenience, it improves safety because you don't have to lift the buckets yourself. You will minimize your risk of hurting yourself while manipulating the buckets. But the drawback of quick hitches is that it adds extra distance from this point to this point, and that actually will decrease the curling power or the breakup power of the excavator. And then when you're going to be operating the machine, we'll show you how the thumb that is standard length over here doesn't actually catches the edge of a bucket. So that is a drawback. Right now we're talking with Rippa to develop a new version of a thumb which will be longer in order to be able to work better with when quick hitches are installed. Over here we have our hydraulic thumb. That's an upgrade as well that JoyT5 has. And when you have a hydraulic thumb equipped, you will also get this selector valve that will be able to select your hydraulic flow. So right now the flow will be going this way into the thumb. If you want to connect like an auger or tilt bucket or a braking bucket, you will use this port, and all you have to do is just to flip the switch, just turn it down, and then your pedal that operates the thumb will operate your hydraulic attachment. Now let's move up the boom. You can notice here that all of the cylinders have cylinder shields that protect the cylinders. In addition, you can see a U-boom construction where your boom cylinder is on top instead of underneath. A large benefit of that is that you will have a greater digging depth with this machine, as the boom can go down lower as the cylinder doesn't get in the way. The second benefit is that if, for example, you're picking up with a bucket and a thumb, you're going to curl it too close, the worst thing is going to happen, you're going to hit this part of the boom and you might scratch the paint. But if the cylinder wasn't there, then you could have damaged your cylinder and that would have been a repair bill. Also, you can see that the hoses, they run inside the boom over here, and the boom adds the protection for the hoses. If you're working in a bush, there's less chance of you ripping the hose if you catch it on something. And then Rippa adds the cast steel pieces for their mounts, for the joints. So you can see this is a cast steel piece, and this is cast steel. And this is the approach that the big name brands use on their machines. It adds more rigidity and longevity to a boom. And then last but not least, if you compare on the 1 ton excavators, for example, regular booms with U-booms, U-boom has more steel. They actually use thicker plates. And we have a separate video where we talk about 1.2 ton versus 1 ton excavator. You can find it in our channel. And there you can see we actually measure the thickness of the steel. U-boom has a thicker steel, it's more rigid, and it's a better construction for digging. Over here we have our side swing boom joint and the blade. As you see on the blades, there are flaps that can fold out. This is what you would use when you extend the tracks, and you would actually fold it out because you want your blades to be with the same width of the tracks. Right now they're folded in, and that would be the width of the tracks when they're pulled in. We'll show you later in the video when we'll be running the machine how it looks and how it works. Here is a close-up of the blade and the side swing boom. You can pay attention to the hoses. Rippa added the protective springs around the hose to improve the longevity. And here is the cylinder that's responsible for the boom swing motion. If we take a look at the front of the cage, there is the protective screen that should be able to stop some debris if you're working with wood or anything can fly at you. Also, the canopy over here has a 4-post and it's fairly solid, especially for a small machine. Like as you see, like it doesn't shake. On the smaller machines, you'll notice that the canopy is there mostly to protect from the sun, and I don't think it will add much rollover protection. With this one I would feel a lot more comfortable. Again, Rippa does the testing for the rollover protection, but the testing is being done in China, and I'm not sure how it corresponds with the North American standards, but still this is a lot more sturdier than what we've seen on the other machines, and it's a lot more similar to what you can find on the JoyT5, JT200 two-ton excavators. In 2025, Rippa added upgrades to the R15 model, and right now it has longer tracks. So these tracks are actually the same as the R13 or JoyT5 GT120P excavators, which are considered the professional series. They will add you more stability than what it used to be before. And then they also added a double-speed travel motor, which is a very, very nice feature, especially if you need to travel any distances. Double the speed, saves you a lot of time. Here's a close-up of the tracks. This track is 54 inches long and has 3 rollers to support it. The travel motors are enclosed, so you have less chance of damaging them, as there's nothing sticking out. And then if you pay attention to the hoses, there's only 2 hoses, and before on the double speed motors they were coming with 3 hoses. So the less hoses you have, the better it is, because again, less stuff to break and less stuff to replace. At the back of the machine we have our access to the engine compartment. Also, the seat can be lifted up, and there's a plate on top that has 4 bolts, and then you can get access to the top of the engine. The big important upgrade that in my opinion is very, very nice is that this is actually cast steel counterweight, and here's the sheet metal, here's cast steel. By doing some research and from the customers that call us, we get sometimes that, oh, I found a 1.8 excavator at the same price as the 1.5. Why did it cost the same? And then when I asked him, okay, send me some pictures. And there are companies that call them 1.8, but they do not have a counterweight, and this is just a sheet metal. And most of the times, that machine is going to weigh a lot less than 1.8, and sometimes even less than 1.5, because you need to have the metal and the counterweights in order to bring up the weight of the machine itself. Here's a close-up of the engine compartment and our counterweight. So inside we have our battery switch that you can take out. That can be as anti-theft feature, or to just save your battery, just turn it back on. There you'll be able to see a Kubota D722 diesel engine. Over there we have our radiators, including for the engine coolant and the hydraulic radiator for the hydraulic oil. And then we're gonna have our pumps over there. Let's see if you'll be able to see it from this angle, if it's gonna show us. This machine actually comes with the triple gear pump. Sorry guys, hard to see, but they are there. You can see multiple pumps. Here just to... I apologize for focusing. Here's just the thickness of the counterweight. It's fairly thick and it's going solid down. You can also see by the bolts, right, the thickness of the steel. And then here, when you lift the seat, this is how it looks underneath. So that plate can be taken off and give you great access to the engine from the top. On this side, we have our hydraulic oil side glass, and then the lid to fill our diesel and our hydraulic oil tank. The nice upgrade is that both hydraulic oil tank and the diesel tank, they are actually plastic now. And the big benefit of the plastic tanks is that they will not rust, they will not have any dirt inside. So that's a lot cleaner system, and it's great that Rippa decided to upgrade the tanks to the plastic. As with every Rippa machine, every moving joint has a grease point, right? So you see some grease points here for rotating table, there's grease nipples all along the boom, some on the cylinders, and basically everything that moves can be greased, which is a great benefit, and unfortunately not every brand of excavator offers that, and I think it's very important for the longevity of the machine, because it doesn't matter what quality you have, if it has no grease, it's not going to last you long. This machine does come with a floor mat. We took the floor mat off not to get it dirty when we do this video, and then also we'll be lifting a floor plate to show you what's underneath. Let's do a close-up of it. Here's a close-up from underneath the floor plate. We have our multi-valve hoses, and then over there you can see your swing joint, or swivel joint to be correct. There's our plastic diesel tank. Now let's take a look at the interior. First, let's start from the floor. As you see, we have some pedals. The left pedal will control your hydraulic thumb. Right pedal will control your side swing boom. And then Rippa added these foot pedals for the driving function, and they can be lifted up to be out of the way if you don't want to use the pedal. Very handy feature. Another nice feature of this machine is your hydraulic lockout. As you see, it actually lifts your whole console with the joysticks. And when you're operating, it's a normal position. When you want to get in or get out, you can just lift it up, and that allows the entry to the machine a lot easier and a lot safer, in my opinion, because you're not going to catch yourself on the joystick. Here's a close-up of the interior. The pedals, as I said, they can be lifted up out of the way. Same thing with the one on the right. On the left joystick, we also have the buttons right below it. So this would be your lights, your single and double speed, adjustable chassis button, and your hydraulic quick hitch. This is our throttle. On the right side, you have your ignition key, your lever for the dozer blade, or adjustable chassis, depending on what button you press. And then the panel with information about your hours, engine temperature, battery, and so on. As a nice new feature that Rippa added to the R15 is that you have this very handy mirror that gives you a great view of what's behind you. And the mirror is adjustable, so you can adjust the angle of it. The seat comes with the integrated seat belt. You can adjust it up and down, slide it front and back, and then your also headrest height can be adjusted as well. You have your armrests, which can be lifted up or folded and down, and then these rests for the joysticks, they can be adjusted as well. There's just some Allen keys, so you can set it the way the most comfortable for you. Now we'll go ahead and try to use this machine and show you how it moves. Before jumping inside the cab, I will just take out this safety pin on a quick hitch, so I'll be able to take off and put on the bucket without actually leaving the cab. Okay, then I'll just take it with me. Since it's a diesel engine, what we have to do first is to glow plug it, and to do so I will just hold the key to the left for about 5 to 7 seconds. You can hear as the electric fuel pumps are working to prime the engine, and now we'll turn the key to right. Start and start. Alright, first let's start by taking it off and putting it on the bucket without getting it out of the cab. So we already have our safety pin out. I will just lower the bucket close to the ground so it can go off. Okay. And I'm going to press the push button. show you how it drives in a low gear and a high gear. I will try to drive it slowly first, just to show you that it's not going to jerk, and then I'll show you the full speed. Alright, we'll lift our blade first, and we'll try to start moving slowly without jerking. Thank you for watching this video. If you're going to have any questions about Rippa excavators or JoyT5 machines, including excavators, skid steers, wheel loaders, please visit JoyT5.com or contact one of our dealers. Thank you, like and subscribe.